Hi, everybody. Tuesday and the second day of July. Another stormy day in the neighborhood, as was predicted and as was feared. Shower and storm chances have actually increased in your forecast throughout the rest of your week and definitely into your weekend. And Saturday and Sunday not looking so nice. Saturday, the worst of the two as far as your forecast is concerned. We'll hope that improves between now and then, but it might certainly wreak some havoc on some 4th of July festivities. One of our subjects of conversation tomorrow night in the program, that being your 4th of July updated list of activities here in Sayersville. We're also tomorrow night hope to have coverage of the special needs blowout, just a few portions thereof. Another wonderful showing of support from the community and just wanting to give a lot of wonderful people a wonderful time over the course of the weekend. Also, sending out a plea to help raise some funds for a much needed piece of life-saving equipment for a local group of volunteers, and that's just so far what I have for tomorrow. On tonight's program, a GPS story that I spoke of yesterday, just the latest, and this young man will tell us just how he ended up where he did and how he had to call 911 to make his way out, even though his navigation unit said this is where you need to go. Just another brief report from this week's special session of the McFarland County Fiscal Court. Also, two motorcycles collided last evening or yesterday afternoon. I'll take you to the scene with some photographs and tell you what I can about a T-bone collision and the unusual way in which it happened in just a few moments. A few things from elsewhere before we go to any of that, and let's talk about some financial matters, and the bad news will come first. It's the second in just 2 weeks. Even though it's a significant mining operation in Kentucky and eastern states, it is also one of the state's largest producers as far as coal is concerned, which has filed bankruptcy. Revelation Energy and Black Jewel out of West Virginia, both companies' affiliates, which operate mines in West Virginia, and here in Kentucky, has filed for Chapter 11, altogether employing more than 1,000 people, closer to 1,100 employees, which will not be returning back to work. And as I understand, that is immediately. They owe millions of dollars to federal and state agencies, well over $60 million just to the U.S. Department of the Interior. The Kentucky State Treasurer also, they are indebted to them for an estimated $6 million from what I understand, and that doesn't include their private debts, which also are into the millions of dollars to several different debtors or vendors. Also, between July of 2013 and then the following year, the company had about 90 permits that were active on almost 90,000 acres in Kentucky, and that exploded to 240 permits and over 331,000 acres in 17 and 18. They also have been one of the most, have had more violations than most other mining companies in regards to environmental issues, reclamation, and the like. Almost 140 notices of non-compliance, 259 violations, and now filing Chapter 11 and affecting 1,100 employees. The Sykes Company, another Kentucky company, issuing a warn notice to about 179 employees that they laid off this week as well. Well, some good financial news. Boy, do we need it. And it actually comes via coal severance funds and from Governor Matt Bevin, who, alongside the Department for Local Government, announced this week the return of more than $1.25 million to the single county coal severance fund accounts in 27 Kentucky counties. They will again become available for the counties to use as needed. The DLG and the governor saying that they are excited about announcing the return of $1.3 million in coal severance funds to these Kentucky counties. The DLG will deposit the recovered funds into the accounts of Bell, Boyd, Breathitt, Clay, Elliott, Floyd, Harlan, Jackson, Johnson. The list goes on. It includes McGoffin, Martin, and Lawrence and Morgan as well. Wolf, Breathitt County stands to get $36,000, Floyd $64,000, Johnson County $21,000, Knott County $120,000, Lawrence County $16,000, McGoffin County over $40,000, Morgan County $24,000, Pike County, of course, a lion's share, so to speak, at $200,000. In September of 2015, $2 million was deducted from the accounts of 27 coal counties in eastern Kentucky and directed toward the Kentucky Communications Network Authority, the KCNA, for community broadband readiness and public computer access initiatives. The KCA was able to complete the work in a cost-effective manner for about $800,000. So the governor has directed them to return the balance of those funds together with certain other ancillary funds to those 27 counties, and it all adds up to that $1.3 million. We'll, I'm sure, hear from local officials about how glad they are to see that money coming back to them. I'll be glad to have you see what's our first headline after this. We've got two extra special treats for you right now for a limited time at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. We've got all new milk chocolate chunk and white chunk macadamia cookies for a little extra treat after your meal. And back for a limited time, our famous loaded potato wedges. That's right, our fresh made potato wedges, cheese and bacon, and a side of sour cream if you want. For a limited time, only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. If you haven't stopped by the seasonal shop lately, you're missing out. They've got new arrivals weekly and great deals every day, and the entire store has a fresh new look. Summer's here and the seasonal shop is ready for fun, sun, and the cutest clothes. They've got outfits for any special occasion you might have on your calendar or casual outfits for any day of the week. So come in and let them help you select the perfect outfit, and don't forget the jewelry. They've got a large selection of some of the most unique jewelry in the area, and they've got everything you need for your pool or beach days with bright, beautiful cover-ups and caftans, sunglasses, towels, and hats. And new patchwork Kentucky hats with a heart over Sagersville are the perfect way to keep the sun off your face. At Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop.
Jerry Pelfrey Fireworks is conveniently located off of US 23 in Paintsville, Kentucky. Give them a call at 606-367-5569 or look them up on Facebook for all of your firework needs.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Of course, you can always get guaranteed great deals this time of year on mowers and weed eaters and blowers, but right now at Parkway Gun Pond, they've also got an incredible selection of hand and power tools, guitars, and musical instruments just in, new and used, long and handguns, and ammunition and more, with no pawn limits and cash today on anything you want to sell or pawn. Parkway Gun Pond. And as showers and some thunderstorms, as you can see behind me, are starting to make their way or continue their way through McFarland County and parts of eastern Kentucky, two of our headlines tonight will begin with the first, obviously, and that being an update on what we knew very little about yesterday, but what we did know was a collision involving two motorcycles in a T-bone fashion on Route 378. It turns out it was indeed just that, injuring both riders, one being life-flighted, but the manner in which it happened was and is quite different than any other motorcycle accident we have covered. The actual time of the call was around 4:35 or so yesterday afternoon. There was actually, in what is certainly an unusual accident, two motorcycles involved, not traveling together or part of the same party, but it happened on 378 near the mouth of Pioneer Road. I'm told by the McFarland County Sheriff's Department that one motorcycle, being operated by Ricky Brinkgardner, was sitting waiting to pull out onto 378 when another motorcycle, the blue one, operated by Benjamin Simmons, was traveling on 378 when Simmons lost control of the motorcycle and then hit Brinkgardner's motorcycle, which was sitting off to the road waiting to pull on to 378. Both men suffered injuries. Brinkgardner's believed to be the least serious of which would require an ambulance to an area hospital. Simmons, meanwhile, was airlifted by air evac to the Pikeville Medical Center for the severity of his internal and external injuries. No updates on their condition at this time. The motorcycles collided in essentially what was a T-bone fashion, throwing both riders from their bikes. because there has been a rash of them. We've been trying to keep up with all of the GPS related stories. Stories of motorists traveling through McGoffin County or the viewing area, blindly following their GPS, which we all feel safe in doing. But it's simply not safe to do so anymore. And especially here in McGoffin County. Maybe it's not as bad everywhere else. Maybe we just have a few troubled areas. But we have identified a few troubled areas, like the one that a man from Western Kentucky found him in late over the course of the weekend, trying to make his way to Moorhead from Paintsville. The reality is some of these are, I don't want to use the word entertaining, but, they're teachable life lessons, to say the least. But the truth is that I'm fearful somebody's going to get hurt and get into a position or a predicament they can't get out of. It's just becoming all too frequent. We're seeing these stories come routinely, weekly here, taking drivers over rough and tough when they're trying just to get to McGoffin, to Floyd County and beyond. We're seeing 18-wheelers get wedged up Bloomington Branch, up Sugar Camp in Dixie. Will May is a small road that really turns into no road at one point, where we're seeing a lot of navigation or GPS units take drivers, like Mason Dougherty that you're about to see. This young man simply trying to make his way back to Moorhead from Johnson County. Night before last, as he describes, he went as far as he could go, and then some, thinking it was about to get better, and it didn't.
My name is Mason Dougherty. I'm from Shelby County, Kentucky. I was playing at a wedding in Paintsville, and I was going to stay with some friends where I'm still renting a house, but I'm not living there. I just graduated Moorhead. And I was going to go stay with my buddies. And I'd missed a turn, and then I was rerouted up this way.
May Branch is where you were.
May Branch, yeah.
Yes.
And part of it was, I'm sure it'll get better. And I was trusting the GPS way too much.
Okay.
And then it was, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to turn around. And then it was, I'm already halfway through.
You hope.
I hope. That, according to GPS,
Yeah.
which I shouldn't have trusted by that point anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going. And then I got to the point where I got off where the GPS was again, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I need help. And I called my parents. They said to just back up real slow and take deep breaths and be calm and all that. And as I was backing up, I was doing pretty good until I got into this water, like a
big
pond,
mud hole.
big mud hole.
Yeah.
And I tried to go along the side, and didn't work. Got stuck and had to call you all.
Mr. Dougherty said that his GPS told him he was in Sayersville. They called 911. That went to Post 9. They connected him to McGoffin County 911, and they sent the McGoffin County Rescue Squad who helped him get on his way. He also advises us all to plan your course before you leave, even if you're only somewhat familiar with it, or if you are somewhat familiar with it, and have an idea, at least, of the route and direction you are supposed to be taking. Good advice that I will try to take myself. I've got another headline for you or two, but here's tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar, and it starts with a birthday. Birthday wishes going out to Ernie Keaton. It's his happy belated birthday. Celebrating his birthday yesterday was Ernie Keaton with a lot of love from his stepdaughter, Tanya Cox from West Virginia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ernie. Going on to other announcements, and we've got several. Freedom Fest is coming up for the 4th of July at the New Life Worship Center. That's this Friday evening starting at 7. Where New Life Worship Center asks you to come and celebrate our freedom and honor our veterans. They're going to have singing and games and food and inflatables and, of course, fireworks. And just to add a little something sweet to the top, their Ignite youth group will be selling hot fudge cakes and popsicles. That's New Life Worship Center Freedom Fest this Friday beginning at 7. Don't forget this Friday evening from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Sayersville City Park across from City Hall, a parade for the little ones 3 to 12 years of age. Bring bicycles, tricycles, decorate them in the 4th of July style, and you can be a part of the big parade on Saturday. You register at 5:30. It starts at 5:30 or soon thereafter at the gazebo across from City Hall. And here's an important one for you. There's going to be a Casey's Law presentation coming to McGoffin County next Monday, July the 8th. Casey's Law provides the means of intervening with someone who is unable to recognize his or her need for treatment due to their impairment. This law allows parents or relatives and or friends to petition the court for treatment on behalf of the person who has a substance abuse disorder. Often rock bottom means death to many battling addictions, but now there is a hopeful option that lights the way for those we dearly love. The Matthew Casey Weddington Act for Substance Abuse Intervention. You can find out more at caseyslaw.org or at the McGoffin County Courthouse Monday afternoon, 1 till 3. And if you're coming, they would like you to RSVP by simply calling Rita Hall here locally at 349-7238. Just in from the Extension Service, money for farm improvements is available through the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund. Applications will be available for McGoffin County CAIP to assist farmers in making important farm investments. The application period, June the 17th, which has already begun, and it ends this coming Monday, I'm told. No applications will be accepted after 4:30 next Monday, so you've got the rest of this week until 4:30 on Monday. You can pick your application up at the McGoffin County Cooperative Extension Service. If you have any questions, contact Edison McCarty at 496-6579 or Ronald Williams at 791-9943. And contact me anytime you have a calendar announcement, birthday, anniversary, or otherwise. And turning to your Tuesday funeral service announcements, 69-year-old Glenda Williams Howard of Falcon Road passed away on today's date at her home, the daughter of the late Arlie and Gusty Howard Williams. She is survived by her companion Lonnie Howard, sons Bobby Howard and Billy Howard, and sister Connie Howard. Funeral services for Glenda Williams Howard are going to be held this Friday morning at 11 here in Sagersville at the Sagersville Funeral Home. Burial follows in the Williams Family Cemetery on Rock House. Visitation will be Thursday night after 6 and up until Friday morning's services. And lastly, this coming in loving memory of their aunt Virgie Marshall from a host of family and friends. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. Founded in 1974 on the idea that we all deserve and need the very best in medical services and patient-oriented care, but at reasonable prices we can afford, Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center have also put together a team of professionals and providers, all at one location, all with you and your family in mind. With pharmacy, dental, lab and x-ray, pediatrics, adult medicine, behavioral health, and more. Come see us, for anything, at Hope Family Medical Center in Sayersville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Your new IGA has fresh brewed coffees and delicious donuts made 7 days a week. Daily made breads piled high with any meat or cheese you can think of. And come and taste the salads, broccoli and cauliflower, cornbread, and their gourmet chicken salad made fresh right here. They've got fruit and vegetable and meat trays made with a little love, and celebrate anything with perfectly professionally made cakes. All fresh and ready for your next meal, party, or event. at your Sagersville IGA, where it's a new day, place, and way to shop. The second and final part of coverage from this week's special session of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court centers around health insurance for county employees. One of the reasons for calling yesterday's special session was to try to beat the clock and make a deadline to keep from having to redo their budget and owe thousands of dollars more in insurance premium for all of McGoffin County's employees. Based on the McGoffin County Fiscal Court had already based their budget on quotes for insurance premiums, their current policies expiring in October. Those quotes issued by CAECO that they said will be comparable to other surrounding counties. However, after analyzing McGoffin County and their claims history, they realized that they couldn't offer McGoffin County those specific rates. However, Judge Executive Matt Wireman said in this week's meeting that CAECO was still able to offer McGoffin County less than what their current policy was. Their current policy, once again, set to expire in October.
CAECO had given us a quote for a total of $843. The coverages are just a little bit different, not a lot. For the most part, it's a better plan, but it's $843 a month versus $869. That's if we accept this today. Now, if we wait until the October time frame, because the insurance companies operate either on a fiscal year of July to June, or they operate from January to December. Going mid-year, CAECO to have the same plan through Anthem. We have Anthem now with the PPO. This is going to a LHRA type plan. But the PPO would go to $995, and that is CAECO's pool of 5,000 plus employees. Our current pool is based upon 30-ish, and I think there may be some 20% caps on it. If that's the case, for increases we could see staying with the current plan, current group just being us, of it going well over $1,000 per employee per month, and we just can't handle that.
And after some consideration, the judge and fiscal court both said it was the obvious and best answer for the employees and for the county to choose that CAECO offer at $843 per month per employee. Here's your weather forecast. Some showers and storms, just a prelude of more to come. Sadly, we've got, across the board, increased chance of showers and storms Thursday, Independence Day, Friday, and most certainly Saturday and Sunday. But taking a quick look back, wasn't what we were dealing with back in the late 80s. And here's another weather tidbit for you, this one rolling back the clocks all the way to 1988 when, unseasonably cool air was definitely in place. The Jackson Weather Service office bottomed out at 55 degrees. London, 46 degrees for the low. Both of those readings set new records, both still standing today. Now, like I said, as far as the trend for us, shower chances are on the increase starting tomorrow and through your Independence Day weekend. Tonight, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 8, but possible thereafter. Partly cloudy skies, 70 degrees is going to be your nighttime low for several nights in a row. Tomorrow, Wednesday, a 40% chance of showers and storms on the 3rd, mainly after 1 o'clock, some patchy fog in the a.m., otherwise partly sunny. 87 degrees. Look at the trend here. Pretty consistent, but once again, with shower chances increasing. They've actually increased from 40 to 60% for your Thursday on Independence Day. 86 degrees, still 70 for the low. Partly sunny skies, but a pretty good shot at some showers and storms. Friday, more of the same. Another 60% threat of showers and storms, mainly after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Partly sunny, 86 for your high, 70 again for your low. And sad to say that the shower chances for the weekend have also increased. They've gone from 60 to 80% for your Saturday, and I don't see any sun in the picture on this one. 84, temperatures backing off a bit due to the clouds, showers, and storms, but 84 on your Saturday and an 80% chance of showers and storms. Those shower chances pretty much continue right on through Saturday evening up until about 9 or 10 or so. And Sunday's shower chances also up there, and a likelihood, 60% chance of showers and storms, mainly after 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. I think we'll see the sunshine maybe return but definitely not a favorable 4th of July forecast. You'll need to keep an umbrella handy and keep an eye on the weather and quickly changing conditions if you want to try to stay out from under any showers or storms and see how they're going to play into our 4th of July schedule, which we'll talk more about on tomorrow's program. And that's going to wrap it up for tonight, with the exception of this. Today is Tuesday, you say. Well, why are you about to tell me the headlines in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent, you say? Well, because Thursday is the 4th of July, therefore the Independent coming out a day early this week. Actually, the Big Sandy News and both the Sagersville Independent coming out, the Big Sandy on its usual day tomorrow. So, with that said, a bit of a workup on Miss Connie Wireman, teacher, co-founder of the Montgomery County Historical Society, being remembered. Indictments returned by the Montgomery County Grand Jury, your 4th of July schedule. A bit on the special needs party that I'll be able to show you some video from, hopefully as soon as tomorrow. A rearrangement scheduled in a case of a Montgomery County woman diluting medications of her patients, and a new jail administrator appointed. Also, the circuit clerk holds the organ donor awareness celebration, and we're going back to the 4th of July. Most of us all recall this one, back in 1998, the year that Your News Today began, but a few months before. That's just a very small part of what you can find in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Hope you pick one up. Hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.